start sitting with your feet together, knees open to the side. You're going to put your hands on your ankles here, and then use the strength of your legs to start to bring your knees closer to the floor. Sit up as tall as you can. Take some deep breaths. We're just going to do a few stretches here. We're going to work our way through them, and then we're going to kind of go in reverse order, work our way back through them. Good. Now scoot your feet just a little further away from your body. Now holding onto the feet, but not pulling up on the feet. Just let your hands anchor and start to bring your elbows down toward your shins or past your shins toward the floor. You've got a gentle rounding in the back here, but you're still thinking about bringing your chest forward a little bit, so we're staying long through the low back. This is one of my favorite stretches when my low back starts to feel a little fatigued or a little achy. This is a really nice place to spend some time. Good, sit up tall, and let's take one leg out to the side here. Bring that other leg in so the foot is beside your thigh. And you do want that straight leg out a little bit. We're gonna reach up and over. So that other arm, the arm closest to the floor, can come down. You can come down to your elbow, kind of like I am, or almost to the elbow. Or you could rest your hand on the floor. So if the elbow feels too far, it's too much, just come up to that palm instead. Stay really open here so that top arm is reaching up and over, that shoulder stays open so we're not caving forward. Make sure it's easy to breathe. If you're ever in a stretch and it's hard to breathe, you're probably going a little too far. Good, inhale, bring it up. And then scoot your leg a little more in front of you so your hips are a little more square to that leg, and square your upper body to the leg. And then reach for your foot or your calf or your ankle, whatever you can hold on to. But you want to reach with both arms so your shoulders are directly facing that foot. For a deeper stretch, think about drawing your shoulder blades back and bringing your chest toward your toes. And remember, the goal isn't necessarily to touch your feet today. As long as you're feeling a good stretch, it doesn't matter where those hands end up. And it's better not to reach so far. If reaching means you're going to end up rounding your shoulders or pulling your shoulders up to your ears or really rounding the back, you don't want to feel any strain there. It's all about right now just stretching that hamstring. So whatever gives us that stretch is the right place to be. Let's sit up tall and switch legs. Start with that leg a little more open to the side. We're going to reach up and over. Again, staying open through the chest. Still breathing. Lift up out of that. Bring the leg a little more in front of you. Sit up tall and then reach forward. And as always, paying attention as you stretch. So you notice if you get a little more space to move, if you can deepen the stretch. Nice and easy, bring that back up. I'm just turning here so we can see a little better maybe. You're going to take one leg now and cross it over the other one. You want to get the joints above each other, so make sure you're above your knee and then above your ankle. Don't rest your ankle right on the leg. From there, sit up as tall as you can, walk that other foot in until you feel that stretch in your hip. And again, it doesn't matter how close you get it to your chest. What matters is that you're feeling that stretch. So you might be able to walk your foot in a little closer, but don't do that at the expense of rounding your back or letting your shoulders lift up to your ears. We want to keep pulling the shoulders down so you're sitting as tall as you can. And just giving it a little time, taking some deep breaths. Slowly let that relax, but we're going to keep the leg crossed over here. So you could put it on the same side just like that, or you can cross it over. It's going to work either way. If you cross it over and the foot is way up on the edge, if you can't keep it pretty much flat on the ground, then I would keep it on the same side. So then from there, you can hug that leg in. You want to turn toward your bent leg. Sit up again as tall as you can. You're twisting from that long position. You don't want to be rounded when you try to twist. Now sometimes when you twist, it gets a little bit harder to breathe because your belly's pressed right against your leg and because you're twisting. Everything inside is twisted. So if that's happening for you, you can either release it a little bit or just really focus on taking the deep breaths and finding the space where you can. It might not feel the same as a normal deep breath, but we can still get as much air in as possible, breathing out slowly. Let's unwind that, sit tall. And then we're going to let the leg relax again and come back to that hip stretch. So just let the knee open to the side, keep the foot crossed over, and walk that leg in again. I love doing a stretch a second time because so often there's more space that second time. Gently relax that. Now we're going to switch legs. So cross the other leg over. Walk the other foot in until you get that stretch that you need. Drop those shoulders down. Sit up tall. Good, straighten that bottom leg. Keep the foot crossed over so we can twist here, or again, put it on the same side. Do the same thing you did on the first side. Sit up tall, turning. Twists are a great place to really practice using your breath. So as you inhale, think about creating space in your body, and then as you exhale, you can move within that space. So you always feel like you're making micro adjustments to that twist. taking advantage of whatever space your body gives you as soon as it gives it. Gently release it. Same leg, we'll stretch that hip again. So go ahead and leave it crossed over, just walk the other foot in and sit up tall. Good, relax, let that go. Working our way back through these, let's straighten one leg out, bend that other leg in. Sit up tall and reach for that foot. Good, sit up tall, take the leg a little more out to the side. And now reach up and over. And don't get lazy with that top arm. You really want to be reaching it, not just letting it hang out up there. If it gets tired, you can rest the hand on the head and then think about really just reaching through your elbow. Good, nice and easy. Bring it back up. Let's switch legs. Reaching for the toe here, or the calf, the ankle. Good, bring it back up. And then take that leg out to the side a little bit more. Reach up and over. Active in that top arm. Using that arm on the floor to help you support this. You don't want to collapse down into your side, and that's where really reaching that arm helps. And also giving yourself a little support against the floor if you need it. Let's bring it back up. And we'll bring our feet here together again, soles of the feet together, hands on the feet, and then coming forward, elbows toward the shins or past the shins toward the floor. Again, gentle round in the back, but really bringing the heart forward so we're getting that length through the low back. Good, sit up tall. And let's just flip it over here. We'll come to a little cat stretch, arching the back, rounding the back. Use your breath here, inhale as you arch. And then exhale, really squeeze that belly button up toward your spine. Good. I'm just turning here again so you can see a little bit. We're just going to do one last thing here. Taking the hands in front of you, so kind of get comfortable kneeling. But you want to turn your fingers toward you and then bring the heel of the hand to the floor. And then you can kind of sit back toward your heels until you feel that stretch through your forearm. Good. Relax, let it go. Thanks for joining me.